It has now been revealed what Anthony, JVN, and Tan allegedly said behind Karamo's back, which ultimately was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, I just did a full guide with the key drama that has happened with the cast of Queer Eye from seasons 1 through 10. One of the more recent things I talked about was Karamo bringing his mom to DC to be on set while they were filming the 10th and final season. During Karamo's mom's visit, which is around July or August of 2025, she overhears JVN, Anthony, and Tan talking badly about Karamo, which is pretty convincing because around the time that Karamo's mom visited the set and would have overheard this, Karamo's IG account was no longer following JVN, Anthony, and Tan. JVN, Anthony, and Tan were also no longer following Karamo, which raised the question whether unfollowing was done or there was some blocking involved. Either way, reports are saying that just this month Karamo unfollowed Anthony, Tan, and JVN, but this is false. They have not been following each other for several months now. Just to make sure you're still following along, Karamo's mom visited the set in summer of 2025, but the report of her overhearing Tan, JVN, and Anthony talking about Karamo didn't come out until last week. And now we have details on what exactly was said. Allegedly, JVN, Tan, and Anthony were criticizing Karamo's life choices. They were also criticizing the way he looks and the things that he wears. And they were also complaining about the advice Karamo was giving the heroes on the show. Obviously, Karamo is the life coach on the show. To say that he's not doing a good job, especially behind your back from your friends, hurts. Karamo also had the suspicions that JVN, Tan, and Anthony were talking behind his back for a while, and that this basically confirmed it. It seems like Jeremiah has not been a part of this drama and is on good terms with Karamo, seeing as Jeremiah is the only current cast member that Karamo follows on IG.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of DDTS, episode 720. I'm back with another video. Thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all are doing good. Happy Wednesday. It is 10:26 a.m. I'm just now having my first cup of coffee, and I have not had my breakfast yet. I let my breakfast get cold, but I'm gonna warm it up in the air fryer. I hope y'all are doing good, and I know it's a lot of stuff still going on with this weather, with this cold, icy, stormy weather that we are having. It is alleged that it is a lot of peoples around where I am, which is in Mississippi. There's a lot of peoples, thousands of peoples that are without lights and still having to run around, still having, trouble trying to find a place to go, and, still going through the, tribes and tribulations. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but it's very sad because when I went out, I think it was Monday. I went out Monday to run an errand. And when I went to Family Dollar, the shelves was like basically halfway empty still. Like it was just still some things that was not basically in stock. Now it is alleged that another snowstorm or icy weather is supposed to be coming this upcoming weekend. And if that's the case, I'm going to be sure I get prepared again and get everything that needs to be gotten. And this is for everybody who needs, if you don't know, you know. But this is alleged. I'm not for sure, but if it is, please get prepared and be prepared. It's best to be over-prepared than under-prepared. That's what's told to me. I'm really praying for those that are going through this, and I wish that I can help those that that are going through this. But at the same time, it's like I think we all as people, we basically getting affected by this in every situation and way. And if you hear anything in the background, that's the dryer. So yes, indeed. I also want to talk about this. I'm going to get into this topic in just a little bit, but I also want to discuss something. Let me get a sip of this coffee. But I also wanted to discuss a topic. I also want to discuss, you know, with me and with everybody around the world in Mississippi. I really feel like Mississippi needs to do better when it comes to situations like this. And I'm going to tell you why I say Mississippi and other places need to do better when it comes to situations like this, cold, stormy, snowy weather. When I say my hometown, my home state, and everything needs to do better, we need peoples that's gonna do for the right and not the wrong, and not think about money all the time. And that's what I feel like, etc., etc. If you know, the mayor that we got and whoever's in charge, they're not doing what needs to be done. And it's a lot of peoples out here that is lying and that is telling false stuff to the peoples that don't have lights, that still have outages. And it's like 1,000 some peoples or more that does not have any lights, that does not have any shelter. And you would think that being in Mississippi and being in a state that has, been well known, you would think that they would provide a lot of things for peoples, that is going through this, peoples that was not able to get what they needed to get. But it seems like to me it's not like that at all. It's like it's no help. Things need to be done better, pretty much. The community needs to do better. The whole state, in some sort, needs to do better, and basically stop being money hungry and start putting it towards things like for shelters or little houses that people can go to when ice weather, stormy weather, tornadoes, thunderstorms, anything that people can go to and have food stocked up and everything. I'm just going to say that in that aspect. But I am really praying that, everything gets resolved and everything gets, better. Because y'all might not know, this whole situation has really thrown me off a great deal. Like, honestly, this has thrown me off a great deal. I did not know whether I wanted to do this or do that or even make content. I did not know what I wanted to do because I was bored out of my mind. But since it's still going on, and there's a lot of people around this world and nation that is snowed in, they're not able to move. So I basically said, you know what? Maybe I can make something, basically make another episode, and if people are able, they can basically listen to this podcast or watch it so they can have like a good fresh mind. I don't know how good is this gonna help, but I really do hope that everything is totally fine with everyone, and I'm praying for everybody. So I want to thank y'all for taking the time and the opportunity and the everything to just listen to this episode or watch this episode. Now we finna go ahead and get into the real reason why we are here. Like what I just saying, that's one reason we are here. But I also wanted to give you an update on the Queer Eye drama regarding Cameo, Tan, JVN, and then Tony. And remember when I made the last video Thursday talking about the update about Cameo and the Queer Eye cast members talking bad about him and Cameo mother? He brought his mama to work day. He brought his mama to the set. Now I got a video. Y'all probably already seen it before, after the disclaimer, but I'm gonna go ahead and elaborate with y'all again if you did not watch it. So this is the newest update that I have, and I know it's other topics that have to be talked about, that need to be talked about, but I really wanted to give y'all this update because I started y'all with the tea in the news about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the updatest thing about it. Now, it is alleged, this is the newest update that I just watched on that video. I just recently found this out not too long ago. Now, it is alleged that when Cameo brought his mama to work back in the summer of 2025, now the news basically came out last week that Cameo mama basically heard the other cast members, JVN, Tan, and Tony, I don't know, was Jeremiah Bird or Brent was talking about him as well. I'm really not sure, but he seems like he is out of that one. But again, he's the new person that basically and allegedly just came to the show in season 9. So basically and allegedly, Cameo mama came to the set in the summer of 2025 with her son as they was filming Queer Eye. And last week, the news came out that Cameo's mama basically heard the other cast members talking bad about Cameo behind his back while she had the headset in. Basically, she heard it allegedly. She takes off the headsets. She finds her son, Cameo, tells Cameo what she heard the other cast members said about him. Allegedly, Cameo said that you can tell his mother was hurt. You can see it in the face. And I'm basically finna go ahead and tell you allegedly what was allegedly said about Cameo from JVN, Tan, and the other cast members, and Tony, or whoever was involved. Now, it is alleged. What was said was this. They were saying that Cameo, they was talking about Cameo and his lifestyle choices and what he be wearing and he's a life coach and the stuff he be talking about, this and that and the third, and the way he looks. They was talking about the way, allegedly, they was talking about the way he looks. They was talking about his lifestyle choices. Basically, they was talking about, you know, him being a life coach and, you know, everything, this and then the third, apparently, because that's what he does on Queer Eye. And again, I used to watch the show from season 1 to season 3. And after season 3, I basically didn't watch anymore because I did not have the time. So much other stuff was going on. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not going to watch it at this moment. Maybe I'll watch it some other time. But now after hearing this, it's like, ain't no need of me watching it. Because basically we know how these cast members are. And again, Bobby Burke, another past cast member. We already know that he left at the end of season 7 or beginning of season 8. So maybe he left at the end of season 8. It was one of the two. So yes, indeed. And it got so bad to the point, allegedly, this some new tea and new information too. Cameo unfollowed JVN. He followed all the cast members except Jeremiah Brent. Now, apparently and allegedly, Karamo unfollowed or basically blocked all the other cast members except Jeremiah Brent and Bobby Burke for basically a couple of months now or longer than that. So basically, for Karamo to do that and for Karamo to say what he said, when he sent that interview, when they was getting interviewed on CBS this morning, when Gayle King was basically asking them and telling them about the show and that she was excited about the 10th season, the reason Karamo was not there is because of those cast members. What his mama allegedly told him, what was said about him, and that's what made Karamo said the reason he's not there is because he is protecting his mental health, and that's the most important thing. And what was allegedly said about him, that basically hurt him to the core. And it's a sad situation, if I may say. And it's very heartbreaking. But I'm going to basically be honest with y'all. Let me take another sip of my coffee. But if I'm going to be honest, I feel like this ain't the first time that they've been talking about Karamo. That ain't the first time they've been talking about him. They probably started talking about him every season when he was not around, backstage, this and that and the third. And that basically tells me they was not real from the beginning. And it basically tells me, and it would tell you, that for the right amount of money and price, people's be faking it so they can make it, so they can get that paycheck. And that's just how I see it. And I believe it's this. I believe it's some jealousy. I believe it's some jealousy along the way. And I believe it's some salty remarks that those castmates made. The reason I say that it is jealousy because, number one, Karamo has his own talk show. Karamo is much bigger than all those other cast members because, honestly, if we're going to be honest, you didn't really hear much about these other cast members. JVN, Tan, and Tony, Bobby Burke and all them. I'm going to take Bobby Burke and I'm going to take Jeremiah Brent out of that equation because basically, allegedly, they are on Karamo's side. So you really did not hear about JVN, Jonathan Van Ness. You didn't hear about Tan. You didn't hear about Antony, to QueerEye. But you got Karamo, who is well experienced with the real world because he was allegedly on the show The Real World back in the day. So after he left the real world and he was in other projects, he basically, he came on QueerEye. A couple of years after he was on QueerEye, he got his own television show, his own reality show, his own talk show. I really feel when he got his own talk show, and because he's well experienced and because he is a black gay man who is well known in this industry pretty much, and he has a fan base, these cast members are jealous of him because of that. They can't stand the fact that someone of the black and brown community and who happens to be a part of the LGBTQIA community is getting well known and well stardom and more interviews. And the main reason those cast members, JBN, Tan, and Antony, is where they at is because of Netflix and QueerEye. That's the main reason that they are being well seen. And this basically make me look at them a different type of way. And I also said in the video that we as black and brown peoples of the black and brown community and the LGBTQIA community, we are not the same. We are not the same, because even though that there's a lot of peoples within the LGBTQIA community, different ethnicities and everything, because honestly, if we're going to be honest, I really feel that that is some black gays out there that can't stay. I really feel like there are some black gays out there that be intimidated, that, you know, that be getting talked about by white gays. I believe white gays can't stand black gays. But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, you got these white gays of the LGBTQIA community. You got these white gays of the LGBTQIA community. You got them, and they be trying so hard. They be having the attitude like a black mama, like a black woman of our culture. But those are the main ones that be saying slick stuff about our black and brown community. And then when they get caught up, they want to write a big old apology and try to say, I did not mean to say that. Oh, yes, you did. And the thing is this, it's a lot of peoples of other communities and other races and ethnicities that are part of the LGBTQIA community. Some of them want to be us so bad, black and brown, but they would never be. Because, you know, sometimes you cannot act in a way that is not meant for you to act. Some things is not meant for you to do and say or try to be. You know, I can understand if you was raised around our community. I can understand that if you was raised around our community and you have a story behind it, allegedly, that's understandable. But do not try to put on this attitude and this persona like you down for us, but when something really happens, you are not there for us. Peoples want to be us, but don't want to help us. Peoples want to copy us, want to be us so bad, but they don't want to help us. It does not work like that. And if I'm wrong, allegedly, I'm wrong. But that's just how I see it. And I'm going to say this, and that's going to be the end of my video. Those cast members, allegedly, they are salty, they are mean, they are fake, and they are wrong. And I believe it was jealousy. And I definitely believe Camayo's mother. I believe his mama. Because I don't think a mama will lie about something like that to that child. A mama would never hurt a child like that. I don't think she would. She told the truth. You can also go back to that video clip that I put. It's just so much. So that's not the first time they did it. It has to be multiple times. And this is what I went back and said in my last video, and I'm going to say it in this video. I might not say it in the right quotation, but I'm going to say it. the black gays is definitely totally different from these other gays within the community. They hate on us. They hate us. They can't stand us. They fake us. They fake. They fake, 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 fake. Not all, but some. Fake, fake, fake. I can understand. You grew up with them. You was raised with them. That's different. I'm putting it out there. If you was raised with them in another situation, that's different. But we are totally different. And I believe other peoples of the LGBTQ community, other races, and ethnicity, they can't stand us. The only way that we is good enough for them is fantasy, fetishes, this and that and the third. And that's just how I see it. But I wanted to give y'all this update. That's all I have at this very moment. And that is the update where I wanted to give y'all what was really said about Karamo, about this situation. And I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. But before I end this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please comment, what do you think of this video? And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please continue to be safe out there. Please continue to take good care of yourselves. And I'm hoping and I'm praying that all gets everything resolved within what's going on within this world and everything in this world. I love y'all and talk to y'all soon. Love y'all and bye-bye.